Hi, so just wanted to give you an update on the Min Heejin versus Hybe case. The court granted her temporary injunction, so Hybe won't be able to fire her in the next emergency meeting. And if they insist on doing that, they will be fined $14 million. Okay, so highlights on the decision. The very first thing that the judge said is that they need to examine the contract that Min Heejin signed with Hybe to see if there is a provision there that actually prohibits the exercise of the voting rights. And they said that according to the contract, they must ensure that Adore could maintain Min Hee-jin's position as CEO for 5 years. So, in other words, there is a provision there that there has to be some reasonable effort for so that she can continue being a CEO and actually finish her term for 5 years. So that in itself is enough to prevent Hybe from exercising the voting rights. Okay, now they're saying that given that the dismissal or the resignation of Min Hee-jin it's an exceptional case, then Hybe should be able to present a solid case to justify her dismissal, and Hybe wasn't able to do that. Now, Min Hee-jin, they're saying that she was able to weaken the hold or control of Hybe over Adore by pursuing her own contacts and going out of her way to establish connections and stuff. But it is not necessary. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's a breach of contract. She's disloyal to Hybe, but it is not necessarily a breach of contract. And she was able to prove that she exerted reasonable effort to try and resolve the conflicts that she had with Hybe. Now, the second part is that they said that if she gets fired, if she is unable to perform her duties as a CEO, then there is going to be monetary damages on the part of Adore, and that's why they need to prohibit Hybe from exercising their voting rights so that there is no monetary losses to the company. Now, next steps. And they also set if Hybe actually decides to fire her, they are going to be fined $14 million. Now, the next question is what's the next step? Will Hybe be able to, are they required to keep her forever? They will be able to fire, it's just going to take longer. So one of the things that now people must consider is that she's going to be kept on a shorter leash, that's for sure. So she won't be able to just freely rule Adore the way she did, because now they know what she's up to. So they will be keeping a closer watch on her. They are still 80% owners, so they can do certain things. Now, it doesn't mean that they can harass her, because that's also against labor rules in Korea, but they will be able to keep her on a shorter leash. Eventually, they will be able to replace the board members so that they can eventually fire her. Hybe is definitely going to file an appeal, and there is a main case that they filed. Remember that this is the hearing for the injunction, but before the injunction they actually filed a case against her. So they're still going to hear that case. There is a possibility that Hybe withheld some of the evidence that they have in case this thing happens, but that's just a possibility. I'm not saying that that's a fact. The other thing is that this is a precedent, and so future cases, similar cases, will be heard this way, and they are going to look into this as a precedent. So the decision of the court will also refer to this in future cases that would be similar to this. The bigger implication is that for investors, anybody who puts up a business will now have to think twice about it, because now they're realizing, oh, I don't have rights over my own company. Even if I own 80% or majority of it, it's not necessary that I have rights over it. Next is that this is also going to be a precedent on how companies are going to structure contracts with their employees, especially if it's going to be subsidiaries under an umbrella company. CEOs won't be able to enjoy the same kind of benefits and privileges that she had. She was able to basically rule Adore independently, but because of this, I'm sure Hybe is going to learn, other companies are going to learn, and uh, contracts are going to be structured differently. And of course, on Hybe's part, this is a big lesson for them. Until now, it still puzzles me. I still don't know why they decided to give her so much freedom in managing such a company. But it's I hope that it's a lesson for them to think twice and really structure the contract in a better way. All right, so it's going to drag on longer. As I've said, this is not the main case. This is just the hearing for the injunction. There is a main case that they actually filed against her, and so that's going to start eventually. The hearing for that is going to start. And so it's still not the end of the story. So I was hoping that it was going to end earlier because Jin is going to be he's going to end his military service on the 12th. And so I was hoping everything's going to be peaceful so that when he comes back, everyone's just concentrating on him. Apparently, that's not going to be the case. But let's see. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. If there's any development, the whole decision, not the whole decision, but the full write up, which I got from Naver, the English translation is in my Patreon. It is under free membership, so you can just register and subscribe to Patreon and just see. So I actually am pretty fast there. So go ahead and subscribe to me on Patreon, and also get in touch with me on any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. And please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you don't miss a single upload, and share the video if you can. Thank you so much.